What's up with everybody? It's your man Moyo B.
And Nicole.
And we're back here with another reaction video.
Yep.
Baby. Yeah, man, it's another special video request from Mars Blackman. He be supporting our channel, be giving us some awesome video requests. Kids, 1995, Disturbing Breakdown.
I think this is off the movie Kids.
I never seen it before, so this would be, maybe I'll recognize it when I see it, but we finna find out. So Mars, thank you for your support of the channel. Spooky, right?
Welcome to the breakdown, where we break down all the controversial movies. Today, we revisit a film I did a while ago called Kids, one of Larry Clark's films that has been called a wake-up call to the world. The film details the delinquent adventures of Teli and his friend Casper, played by the late Justin Pierce. I've seen Justin Pierce firstly from the film Next Friday, where
he did, yeah.
But sadly, Justin left this world by his own hand back in 2000. Teli and Casper are both like sex freaks, but seemingly have a fetish for girls who haven't had sex before. So I should state that the purpose of this video and the series is to recap controversial and extreme films. So if you've seen this before and is expecting a conceptual or insightful video, then you are in the wrong place. So we now can see what happens on the grain on Kids, which has a screenplay written by Harmony Korine, the creator of Gummo and many other weird films. If you want to see what happens, including all the messed up parts, stay tuned for the breakdown.
Dang.
It's a good movie, but it's disturbing.
Kids starts off with our main character, Teli, swapping tongue with this unnamed girl. It's unsure how old Teli is, but maybe 18 or a little younger. But the girl is for sure 12 or 13.
Dang.
But chill with this ugly ass kissing. But you know how kids are. Teli tells her he wants to have sex, but she's like, she don't want to have a baby. To get her panties off, he uses his tired ass game, also promising it won't hurt. This promise persuades the girl to have sex, and it's during the sex that Teli reveals that virgins are the most pleasurable and safest sexual encounter for him. Also, even though he promised it didn't hurt, her cries fall on deaf ears.
Dang.
After the sex, Teli leaves swiftly. Obviously, the sex is all he cared about.
Spitting.
Outside waiting is his homeboy Casper, who is like a twisted version of my homeboy Smoke. Shout out to him, I know he watching. But Casper gets the fresh scoop on this sexual encounter Teli had. The conversation between the two has a tragic comic tone, with Teli all like,
"Oh my god, so good, dude. That girl fuck. Word, she can fuck, yo."
Casper's verbiage can be pretty funny sometimes, but the way he and Teli brag about virgins, even smelling the lingering coochie that Teli's finger still has, got me looking at both these cats weird. Most of this careless conversation paints Teli as a dirty bastard for wanting to have sex with pubescent virgin girls and having complex fantasies about it too. Deflowering a girl gives Teli and Casper a sense of strength, knowing that they are the only ones that did take that virginity. The next plan is to shoplift from an Asian store.
Dang, these dudes.
Teli distracted him saying,
"You happen to have this dick?"
What is this thing?
Said this dick, motherfucker. Don't you want to
These dudes.
these kids are on Nathan Drake thievery. The two then head to a friend's apartment looking for drugs, food, and fun times. Outside though, Casper gives this little girl one of the peaches he stole. They hop in their homeboy's crib, who are all watching skateboard videos and doing whippets. On the phone though, Teli gets a message from a girl named Jenny, another girl he had sex with and ditched. She is played by a famous controversial film actress named Chloe Sevigny. She also played as Dot in the film Gummo that we have a video on as well. Jenny is a bit angry at him for ditching her, but virginity and all that isn't something so precious for this group of girls. They all want to get their fuck on. Both boys and girls talk about their sexual encounters. Sometimes the boys might say something that the girls will contradict later. For example, the boys might say, "Man, y'all know girls don't giving head." But the girls might say, "I hate giving head." Stuff like that. Looks like sex and partying are all that these kids really know. The conversation then shifts to AIDS and sexual diseases. And Ruby here, played by you know who that is, describes how a week ago, she and Jenny got tested. Let's flash back to last week. Jenny had unprotected sex with just one person, who we know was Teli. Ruby had sex with like 9 people. She even did some anal more than half of those times.
Dang.
7 days later, we will reveal the results of the test, and that day is today. Meanwhile, Telly and Casper tell more vulgar stories as they go to the subway. They skip the ticket and wait for the train, finding a blind musician very interesting. Meanwhile, again, Jenny and Ruby are waiting for the results of their tests.
Oh, so now they
Ruby
probably
is
nervous.
called
Like,
in first, and Jenny is called in next. Ruby, despite all her sexual experiences, is lucky and tested negative for any STD.
she's like,
Jenny,
"Yay."
however, tested positive for HIV. Even
Dang.
though she's only had sex with one person.
Oh,
In
girl.
other words, Telly gave her HIV. That will surely affect her well-being
Dang. I
and
bet
cause
y'all
other
dropped.
burdens. I understand that now it's probably a lot better to live with HIV, but during that time,
Just
was it
imagine.
a lot scarier or maybe even a death sentence?
Your first
Anyway,
time.
I'm not
Your
sure
first
about
time,
the
you-
transmission
Yeah.
rate of HIV, but I'm sure this could mean that the young girl from the beginning possibly has HIV too.
Yeah.
While Jenny takes in the bad news, Telly and Casper are on the train, where Telly mentions that he wants to have sex with another 13-year-old girl
This
named
dude.
Darcy. First, they plan
dude
on
was off the
going
wall.
home into the park, but their conversation gets stopped.
So she
Watching
didn't get
the
a
man
finesse out of
with
this.
legs singing,
Oh,
No thanks. I remember
while the
that.
nympho duo ride to the next stop, Jenny is desperately trying to cope with the bad card she was dealt. She finds a goal in locating Telly to tell him the bad news and also prevent him from spreading it. Telly and Casper later go to Telly's place, telling his mom that they was trying to find jobs. Telly asks for money, while Casper just stares at her breastfeeding.
she pretty much gave it to that little
But
girl.
since she said no to the money, they steal it from her purse, along with playing around with her other belongings. They then go to Tilly's room, talking more about Darcy and if she might be at the NASA club. Now, the plan is to go to the park to get drugs and look for Darcy. A Tribe Called Quest song, Oh My God, plays while they trade for drugs in the park, eventually hanging out with a crew that rolls deep. The most
Rolls deep.
important figure in this group, though, is Harold. He's gonna be along for some more crazy things that will happen tonight.
Harold.
Telly dips to ask where Darcy is, but one thing that sucks is that Casper and this whole crew verbally bullies this gay couple doing nothing but walking.
Dang.
Casper then starts skating,
bogus.
but accidentally runs into Dave Chappelle. It turns almost
Oh,
into a fight between
snaps.
them, but Harold hits him from
A
behind
young Dave
and
Chappelle.
everybody jumps the man. Getting jumped and beat so disrespectfully is so pussy-like, honestly. I don't know why people can feel so tough after jumping somebody. If it was a fair fight, I'm sure Casper would have been on the ground snoozing,
Yeah.
though. Meanwhile, Jenny is riding in a taxi, but the driver notices her upset face. According to her, everything is wrong and fucked right now. But the man is like, not everything. The sun's still shining. You woke up this morning, not everything
but you got
messed up.
HIV.
He says if you want to be happy, don't think or don't complicate things. I'm glad they included this man into the movie. Next, Telly calls out for Darcy outside her house, and here she is, obviously smitten by this mole rat head ass dude. The plan is to go swimming real quick before they have a party with some associates. They do wonder if they killed that man earlier when they jumped him. It definitely was a tough assault.
They beat him up real
Darcy and them
bad.
then sneak inside of some place to swim, still completely mobile as Jenny looks for them. Telly spits his tired ass game, learning Darcy's mom is pretty overprotective over her. The fact that she is here though shows that
That's
is
the reason why.
bullshit. Things get a bit crazy in the pool, but overall the two agree to go to some party tonight. While the party is setting up, Jenny is in the NASA club, assuming Telly is there. She walks around looking for him, but
It's her
she
whole
gets
mission to
intercepted
find
by
Telly.
this crazy
Yeah.
old kid named Fidget.
Tell him.
Fidget is played by Harmony Korine. He shows her amazing sexual exploitation, but then gives her some pills that make Special K look weak. We see later
Special
it's
K look
depressing. As Jenny gets drugged up, here's that party that Telly was talking about. I didn't mention it before, but Casper becomes more dislikable
Yeah,
as the film went
kids
on,
when they young, man.
especially when he acted
I mean,
like
kind of don't
this.
really think.
That's not your real name. Nobody's name is Casper.
That's my real name, bitch, right?
Dang.
Shit for, huh? Damn, why'd you lose a fucking weight for anyway, huh?
He was kind of funny at first, but as other people in the film questioned his attitude, so did I. Sex is also held in high regard with these young people, But it was like that when I was in middle school and high school too. Lying about sex seems to make some people like this kid here fit in.
Yeah.
Teli ain't in the party yet though, but the search is pretty much halted because Jenny is under the effects of that pill. Soon though, a girl tells her that Teli is at a party we just saw, and so she slowly makes her way to the party as Teli gets closer to his goal.
Drugged up, got
outside the
HIV.
party. While everybody is doing sexual things, these three kids are getting lit. It's hard for me to not see my little brother in this group.
Yeah.
He would get slapped. Ironically
slapped.
though, it's an older brother of one of these kids that has enabled this scene. On the ride to the party, Jenny repeats to herself that she won't die. Do you think she means because HIV was terrible at that time, or that the drug has her feeling more sicker than anything?
Yeah.
Probably both. At the party,
Well, you can't die from
everybody
HIV,
is
just
passed
AIDS.
out, but Teli brings in Darcy to have sex with her. She comes into the party room as the other two get kissing. She says she's kind of scared, like the girl in the beginning. Sadly though, they get to sex, and Jenny sees that she was too
done.
late and lets things happen. She then goes to the couch, crying herself to sleep.
Well, I guess she got it.
Casper wakes up from her party craze, walking around the ruined hotel and drinking any leftover beer. He sees Teli and Darcy asleep, but then goes to the couch sitting next to Jenny. He sees a lot of people got busy tonight except for him. He tests to see if Jenny is awake, but she is pretty much unresponsive.
This dude.
Sadly, he
Stupid.
takes advantage of her drug
Take advantage of her and you
by sodomizing
rape her.
her without
Then you get burnt.
but also exposing himself to HIV as well.
Yeah.
Next, random frames assist Teli as he speaks in a voiceover. He explains how fucking is what he loves, and take that away, and he's got nothing. The movie ends as Casper wakes up after that party, giving an unscripted and improvised line as a result of that crazy party.
Jesus Christ, what happened?
So, the reason why this film is on this channel is because it was controversial, especially since we have kids doing drugs and doing other sexual stuff. But I like this movie because kids really
gonna
do
check this
be
movie
like
out.
this, especially back in the 90s. The threat of getting an STD is scary enough to just use your hands to pleasure yourself. But so many dudes out here find masculinity and confidence in habitually having sex. Well, that was kids, but we aren't done yet. Now let's talk about the most disturbing moment and most enjoyable moment, and that's spooky stuff. Cue the Gohan. Have you ever heard that song Guilty Conscience by Eminem? It's like a song where Dr. Dre plays the good conscience while Eminem plays the bad conscience. And they mention this movie when a situation similar to what Casper did at the end comes up. So let's get right into it. The most disturbing moment is probably somewhere in between Jenny's assault and realizing that the girl from the beginning could have HIV.
Yeah,
now.
he raped her.
It sucks to see young people have their lives sort of damaged from doing things that at the end of the day don't really matter.
I kind of want as her friend. I want
to
that it was a wake up call for her.
Probably, yeah.
And that taxi guy who told Jenny to keep a smile on her face. So I hope you guys like this recap of Kids, but I still think this is one of those movies you should watch for yourself one day. Here on the left is Harmony Korine's film Gummo, another film showing nihilistic individuals living in Xenia, Ohio. On the right is another Larry Clark film titled Ken Park, another film about sexually excited teens who all have bad home lives. Thanks for watching. Spooky out.
Yeah, man, it's like those kids who just like, man, just like having unprotected sex, and you know, they like 15, 16 years old. You know, the youngest
Very
like 13.
young. Yep.
I mean,
That's why it was such a disturbing movie.
yeah.
Although probably realistic.
Yeah, it's realistic. I mean, people at that age, they really don't really think. They just do. They don't think about the consequences. So when their parents tell them, like, don't do that, I'm
Right.
protective. You just overprotective. You just want to let me have fun. Nah, man, I've been that age before. You know what I'm saying? I've been that age. Like, you know, nothing new you telling me. Trying to protect you and stuff. And, you know, like, HIV was, like, really, really scary back in the early 90s and stuff like that. But I mean, you can't die from HIV. It's just when it turns to AIDS.
Right.
So as long as you know take the medicine, you can never like. I guess it can. If you take the right medicine,
Eventually it will, but
Yeah.
you can try to keep it at bay.
yeah. But look at Mac Johnson. He got it in the '90s, early '90s,
Right.
and he still still got HIV. He still got
You
AIDS.
could afford all those meds.
Yeah, I'm saying if you had the best of the best, yeah, you can. Wish they could make it affordable for people who got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. So the dude end up raping old girl. Then he gets it. He probably got
Right.
it,
That's it.
and then old girl, I guess she feel like, well, they're already, doing it. There's no point in me telling her. Cause she walked in, she was trying to find him. I don't know, she could have just told him anyway. She should have just told the couple anyway.
I mean,
but
I figured she would
probably-
eventually, but at that
I
moment.
guess she probably was too late. But ain't it sometimes like somebody can have sex with another person and still not end up getting it, contracting it?
Yeah.
So I mean, but it's still a huge risk you're taking.
Huge risk.
So yeah, man, definitely a great movie, man. Great video, Mars. Definitely got to check that out. I'm gonna check this movie out because it looks pretty good. But we're about to get in this video. If you want to send a special video request, check out the links to our Streamlabs. It's gonna be in the description and our video cards. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thumbs it up.
Turn on notifications. Issue me more.
And Nicole.
We're gonna catch you on the next video. Peace and love, baby.